Hello, this is Victor. I'm here with a new battle report, and this time I bring quite a different thing. It's a 9th Age battle report where I play with my kingdom of Equitane, the old Bretonnian, against the Sylvan Elf or Wood Elf in the past when it was 8th edition. So this is my first game on the 9th Age rules. I played in Warhammer Fantasy 8th edition before, and yeah, and was playing against my friend Lorenzo, and he was introducing me to the rules and how it's playing. So I will do another video after that of my impressions on the 9th Age. So he also convinced me to go to a pairs tournament here in Belgium, so this will come soon. Here we have my list, the thing I tried here. I go very simplified, I don't go into the details of the objects, but in principle we have a Duke on Hypogryph, a Damsel, a Paladin that is the BSB, and then I have 1 unit of 10 Knights of the Realm, 9, and 2 units of 9 Knights of the Realm, 1 small unit of 6 Knights of the Realm, Bowmen, and Yeomen. And I forgot here in the list, sorry, I have a unit of 5 Grial Knights. So I use the miniatures that I have. I did not went for different miniatures, and yeah, and as I don't have peasants or men on arms, so I decided to go for this list. Bowman does not have very good reputation, but let's see how it works. So this is my list. The idea is to have a big block or a strong block of charging to see how the knights will perform. I prefer to work with multiple lances and combine them. Maybe next time, sorry, I should test a bigger lance. Maybe instead of having 1 of 9 and 1 of 6, I should have next time a 1 of 15 knights. The point is the first 5 knights are cheaper than the next ones. So this is my from my side, and then from the side of the Sylvan Elves, we have a Forest Prince, a Chieftain, BSB, and then we have a Druid that is also Wizard Master. Both are Wizard Masters. Then there is 2 units of 10 Sylvan Archers, 3 units of Druids, of 8 Druids, while 1 is a Skirmish as well, 1 unit of 8 Blade Dancers, 1 unit of 5 Briar Maidens, 9 Pathfinders, 1 Forest Eagle, and 2-3 Fathers. So it's also quite a lot of units, so I will say that it's like 2 type of MSU armies. So I'm looking forward to see how Bretonnia performs against this army. So let's go first to the deployment. Here we have the deployment. So my plan here when I was deploying, the first we are using the basic deployment where we use the long sides to deploy it. And the objective, the mission is to capture the to be at 6 inches from the middle of the battlefield with an scoring unit. Sorry. So at this side, the problem I face is the terrain is penalizing a lot Bretonnian. The forest is dangerous terrain for you. Even my archers, because they have flaming arrows. They have they cannot be on the field, so I decide to just not to put too much in the middle, because I cannot attack the lines of the middle of the Wood Elf, because there is the pond, there is the forest, and there is a hill that is does not give a line of sight. So what I wanted to do is put my forces on the flanks and try to do a pincer or attack, right? Attack from the 2 sides and see if I can really add pressure on the flanks of the Sylvan Elf, and from there try to attack the core. So this is my plan, and this is why you see in one side, in this side that is close in my left flank, I put 2 lances, and the Grial Knights I put 1 lance in the middle. This is just to give some support to the Bowman. The Bowman are also more or less in the middle, and then I put the my general on Hypogryph, another lance, and the yeoman on the other side, on the other flank. The problem of this type of deployment is that you don't benefit from the BSB well, or from the leadership of your general, because your army is split in 2, so you cannot have him on both sides. So this is how the Sylvan Elves have deployed. They use really the terrain to try to block my advance, try to avoid that I can go through his lines easily. Putting the 2-3 men in the middle, try to protect the archers and the BSB as well as the sorcerer were in the archers in the middle on the pathfinders. And then he put some close combat units on the flanks to try to protect also leaving the Dryads in a skirmish formation on the forest in the middle. So quite spread, but more traditional, where you have the block more united in the middle, as different as I deployed. So let's see how this works. Here we have the right flank of from my side, so it's going to be the left flank of the Sylvan Elf, where he has deployed the Brian Maidens and the Sylvan Archers, and also he have put there the eagle and the 3 men behind the hill. So yeah. This is more another view of the deployment before the battle. And with that, we are ready to go for the first turn. So here we go. I had the advantage because I finished to deploy faster than the Sylvan Elf by far. And I decide to give the first turn to the Sylvan Elf. Try to see if I can score this. I think that it can give me the advantage to try to score the middle or the victory point at the end. It's quite important if you can score at the end the mission. So I give the first turn to the Sylvan Elves. So one thing I forgot to mention before we almost forgot, is I can vanguard, and I decide to vanguard my yeomen there behind the tower. And we start with the Sylvan Elf, that they did very little movement. Basically all the movement was these Briar Maidens moving ahead, try to avoid that they can be charged easily, and just keeping the distance and trying to shoot as much as they can, and try to use magic before engaging in close combat. So really start to avoid the close combat. So they use from shamanic school, they use the one that forced me to do dangerous terrain test, and also give my -1 to hit on my big lance in the middle, and they did the same on my general. So this is just to penalize the mobility of my army, and that's all. Then they went to shooting, and this is the damage on the shooting. So I lost some archers. I lost 7 archers in the middle of unit, and I lost 3 archers or 2 archers on the other unit that was on inside of the tower. So not too much concern. The shooting was not too devastating, and the bowmen are there almost to die, because are quite cheap and expendable units. So here we have the 2 archers I lost in that side. With that, we go to the first turn for the Knights of the Equitane. And yeah, I was not able to declare any charge. The only one that was in range to charge was my general, but taking into account that I have to charge the Brian Maidens, that they can flee, and the distance was quite high, the chances of being able to charge them was very thin. And on top, I had I had to do dangerous terrains on 2, so I decided not to declare any charge, and I just repositioned to be able to charge and have more clear charges on turn 2. So I move aggressively with my lance of 9 knights, and then I change position of the knights with my general, and my general just fly over the knights and put on the other side to deal with the Dryads. I also move my yeomen to the side out of arc of charge from the Maiden girls, from the Briar, and just to see if I can shoot them and do some damage. So on this here I also play quite conservative, and there was not any clear charge. I think was he keep well the distances. I just move ahead to have easier charge on next turn and see not to give very easy charge. I think hitting the 10 in the best case is to be able to charge me. So I really move very little and try to keep the distances and preparing for the second turn more than trying to precipitate my chances in this first turn. So you can see I open the lances and I put them in a way that I have a wider front on this flank. So really in this flank I try to see if I can do as much as I can. The three man the three fathers are the ones that are maybe the most difficult ones. So I try to use this lance of 6 to protect the principal lances. I put the damsel and the BSB on the Grial Knights on this side, and then as you can see the Hippogriffins on the other side. On front there I have the War Dancers, I think they're called, or the Battle Dancers. And yeah, these ones are the ones that I was more conservative. So this is why, and that is his character inside with the potion of strength that can be quite dangerous. So then we went to magic phase. I summoned the demon or the beast that is coming from the shamanic as well. I did some damage to one of the Sylvan Elf archers, and here it's just showing that it's appearing. I killed some of them and they fail on the panic test, running away. But not more. So the rest of all the bowmen and all the rest of the shooting did nothing. And there is not much to say. So this is the end of the turn 2. Some very little damage from both sides. He touched some of my bowmen and I did some damage on some of his archers. So yeah, this is the end of the turn. And with that, we go to the turn 2 for the Sylvan Elves. So turn 2 of the Sylvan Elves, he rally with the archers in this side and put the Briar Maidens on my flank. And here you see, even after this is also after shooting, he killed, after shooting a magic, he killed 3 of my yeomen on this flank. So really try to avoid that I can charge them. He went to the flank of my lance. So yeah, this is the problem I have with my Bretonian against light cavalry. It's very difficult to get them. So the lances have not this mobility, and if you go too close to the light cavalry to be able to charge in the next turn, then they can flank you and then you're losing the charge. So what most likely will ignore them. I know they can shoot, they can use magic on me, but I think I will focus on try to kill more the infantry units. Yeah, these are again the pictures from this flank. And then the two in the middle, the 2-3 fathers move ahead, and the eagle move behind the building. So I cannot charge the eagle neither because my lance cannot fit there, and I don't think I can even see her because it's behind this tower. And he moved the 2-3 fathers just to the middle to protect. So one is both are out of line of sight of my lances, so they really move to the flank of my lances, yeah. So I no possibility to charge to them. He really positioned them out of my arc of charge, and they're in a way that if to try to protect on counter charge on turn 3. So here we have how it's looking like in the middle. 1-3 man is looking, is giving the back to me and is looking to his troops. And the intention, if I charge with my lance on the Dryad, he can charge then the flank of my lance. And the other 3 men is just facing my lances. But yeah, I don't think I want to charge the 3 men with my my 6 knights. And I think he was out of line, out of my front arc, so I was not able to charge him. So here we go. he charged. The only charge that have happened up to now is the War Dancers charge on my Guild Knights, where I have the BSB, and he killed the BSB and one Guild Knight, and in return I killed some of his guys. I think it was at the end, after counting the points, it was a draw as the end result. So here we have, I killed 4 of the dancers, 4 of the Sylvan Elves. He killed my what you call this, my BSB and one of my Guild Knights. I don't know, I think I lost by 1 because he has 4 casualties, charge, and coming from a hill. So this is 6. I did 4 casualties. I have and I have a banner. So I have 4 against 6. I lost by 1, but I passed the leadership test. So we go to turn 2 of the Knights of Equitane, and here is when I wanted to do as much charges as I can. So I start with declaring all the charges, and here in this flank I declare the charge of the lance on the Sylvan Archers that were they regrouped in the previous turn. And he flee. I was needing a 9 to reach them, and I failed. So then I declare the charge of my Hyperglyph on the Dryads. I need a 9 to do the charge. I roll and I fail again. Remember that the War Dancers just were needing a 10 to charge me, and they managed to do it. Yeah, this is so I completely flopped the charges. Then here I charge. Here I was in a dilemma what to do with this D3 man. I think maybe at the end was a little bit mistake to charge, but if I was not charging there, then the 3 men there was able to charge on me. So I decided, my thinking here is I charge the Dryads, and then let's see if I can break them. I chase them, and I get out of the line of sight of the 3 men, or at least not for an easy charge. So this is why I decided to charge anyway and see if I know the trap. I have seen this, was very evident, but yeah, I decided to take the risk. This is another image of the charge, and there in this flank again I wanted to move my lance of 6 out of the line of sight of the 3 men. And by doing that, I tried to charge the Dryads. I need another 9, and I failed again. So I failed 3 charges that need a 9. Remember that the cavalry is rolling 3 dice and picking the 2 highest dice. So even with that, I did not manage to do the charge. The only charge I managed on this side is the other lance went to support the Guild Knights, and this was an automatic charge. So here we have. Before the shooting was the magic I did. I just managed to put +1 to toughness on my Guild Knights. I want them to survive, and then on the shooting, the only thing I managed to do is to put a wound on one of the 3 men. So here we have before the combat and during the shooting. Yeah, here I want to indicate the wound on the 3 men, and I forgot to mention that my yeomen went very close to the archers out of the archers were looking at the back because they were the one thing I forgot to mention in turn 2, they killed the archers turn 180 degrees. They regroup and they did all the shooting on the spawn that I summoned in the first turn to kill him and avoid that this spawn is on his back lines. So yeah, I moved the yeoman there, try to do some shooting out of line of sight, and try to that's all. And and then we went into the result of in the close combat. And in the middle, I managed to kill 4 Dryads or something like that. I think I lost. I did not lost any knight on combat. And the knight I lost was due to dangerous terrain. I think I lost 2 knights due to the dangerous terrain. Yeah, this is the problem with the knights when there is the difficulty you have when there is trees and all these type of things. So I lost 2 knights on dangerous terrain, but then in combat I killed 4 of the Dryads. but I didn't know the dryads are stubborn in forest. I didn't know the rule. I remember it's my first game, so they did not run away. So I was expecting to break them, but they did not. So no, my lance got stuck there in the middle of the Sylvan Elf line, and yeah, no, the 3 men will charge the flank. So these lines have not a long future. In this side, nothing to say. This is what I was explaining. So the charge, I kill a lot of dryads, but I get stuck. I didn't manage to break the unit. And then on the other flank, I was more successful. Although I have to say that my lance is completely exposed to the 3 men. So I decide, I win the combat, he flee, and I decide to restrain with the Guild Knights and chase the War Dancers with my lance. I took them, so I killed the War Dancers and the character that was in, and I end up in that position. Why I did not, why I prefer to restrain the Guild Knights is because I saw that the 3 men will charge the flank of my lance of 6 knights, and this will expose completely the flank of the other lances. So I decide if I can, in that way, if he's chasing the lance that he's going to kill, because I'm pretty sure the lance of 6 will not be able to withstand the attacks of the 3 men. If I flee and he's chasing me, he's going to impact the flank of the lance, the lance of the knights, and then I can charge the flank of the 3 men by the flank. So it's a way to protect the lances between them. So this was the end of my turn 2. So happy here, but not very happy what happened in the middle, and was my mistake. I should know that. Next time I will know that the dryads are stubborn in forest. And with that, we go to the turn 3 for the Sylvan Elves. And as expected, as I explained, the 3 men charge the flank of the lance of 6 knights, the small one. And this way I say, if he wins the combat and I flee away, if he's pursuing me, he's going to impact the side of the other knight lance. And this is not too bad, because then I will be able to charge the 3 men with the Guild Knights. So this is how it looks like here. Not much. He just reposition a little bit the archers, and of course he charged with the other 3 men on the flank of the lance that I have in the middle. And this is going to be very painful for them as well. Here, the Briar Maidens just move to the flank of my knights, try to shoot and to hostigate them, and the archers, the Sylvan archers, rally again. So here we have how it was looking like on the right flank. This is before the combat and before the shooting and the magic. Go to magic, and he rolled 11. So and on top he managed to channel. So he had 12 dice, and I have 6 dice. So this is going to be painful for magic. And this magic phase is going to be painful for me. So he cast again the one that I'm obliged to do dangerous terrain, and I have -1 to hit. And the same on this land, so they are on dangerous terrain and -1 to hit. So the 2 key lances, the ones that will take more actions, are really penalized, and they receive the hex from the Sylvan Elves, sorry. And then this is the magic. The shooting, he started with a very poor shooting. This is the BSB shooting with the special bow and rolling 4 ones. He needs 2+ to hit, so he missed the 4 shots. And yeah, I think the shooting was irrelevant. I don't know if he killed anything on the shooting. So in the middle of the close combat, I was surprised that my knights managed to withstand there. I think at the end, I don't know if it was a bow or I passed the leadership test. I think it was a draw because I decided to focus my attacks on the Dryads. I killed quite a good amount of Dryads, and this compensates the two. I just had 2 casualties on my Knights, so I was quite happy here. So they resist better than what I was expecting. Here on the other side, he did 2 casualties on my Lands of 6, so not too bad. They flee, what for me was a good thing, and they decided to restrain, so he did not chase me, so they just passed through my lands. I passed the leadership of the lands that was caused by the fleeing unit, and we end up like that. So this is not too bad, I was thinking at this moment. So yeah, the Lands of 6 will be out of position, but if I manage to do some charge and position myself, I can try to save this flank at the end. Yeah, here is what I was showing. In the middle, my Lance is resisting, so this is good because it's pinning these 3 men. And we go to the turn 3 for the Knights of Equitane. Here is where I decide I charge with this lance on the Dryads, and I lost 1 knight due to the dangerous terrain. The other lands, the one that were 4 only, so the one that was the small lands that did not regroup, but I was very lucky because I rolled a 1, a 1 and a 2, so 3 inches fleeing, and was enough not to reach the border. And here, yeah, this time they did not fail the charge, and I managed to do the charges with my Duke and with the lance in the side. This lance was also hex, so they also, I think, lost 1 knight due to the dangerous terrain checks. So here we have before the combat. Then I will my bowmen to be able to shoot the Briar Maidens to see if I can do some damage to them. And yeah, and here I decide with the Grill Knights to move a little bit back and get out of line of sight of the 3 men. So the only thing the 3 men can charge now are the fleeing knights. Yeah, here we have the result of the charges. So the shooting was irrelevant, and in the magic phase I add +1 toughness to the knights again. We did here the combat, and they really fluff because you can see that the Dryads kill as many knights as Dryads I kill. So I was quite unhappy how it went, and my lance got stuck there. So he passed the leadership test, and my lance got stuck in that position, and this is not what I wanted, to be fair. In the middle I was surprised because my lance keep resisting in combat. I kill some more Dryads. I think at this moment there is only 1 Dryad remaining, but my knights were not obliterated yet by the 3 men. My Duke did what he has to do and kill all the Dryads, so he killed enough Dryads to force them to flee, and then I pursue and I kill the rest of the squad. I think they ran out of the board. I was happy that I did not run out of the battlefield. And yeah, and at the bottom, well, happy or not, I don't know, because now my Duke is completely exposed to the shooting, to be fair. And then on the other side of the other lands at the bottom of the picture that charge the Sylvan archers, they fluff completely attacks. And I think at the end was a draw, or because he killed my 2 yeomen, and I think I only managed to kill 1 or 2 archers. So it really was very bad rolling from my side on this charge. Yeah, here is what I was showing. The lance in the middle is completely, yeah, it's really damage. It's taking a lot of damage, but they're resisting. And here we see that my lance completely. I killed 2. What I see here in the picture, I killed 2 of the Sylvan archers, but I think he passed the leadership or something like. I get stuck there in the combat with the archers. and yeah, this is the same picture. So you see my lance is getting stuck with the archers. So we go to the turn 4 from the Sylvan Elves. Yeah, I would say up to this point the battle was quite balanced, and I was not unhappy how it was performing. I think it was good that the treatment was pinned by my lance in the middle, and now I have my Duke in not a too bad position, but it's also at the same time very exposed. And we are going to see here. So he turned all his army, all his shooting units to try to shoot down my Duke. And this turn 4 I was quite lucky because all the arrows bounce against the toughness or against the armor. So no wounds on my Duke from all the shooting of these units. But on this side, on this flank, I was really unhappy how it performed. I think again he put +1 to strength on the Dryads. I managed to block the -1 to hit, but then he put the +1 to strength, and with that and very bad roll from my side, he managed to kill almost the full lance. Only the paladin is surviving there. Yeah, and he got stuck in combat at the end. So yeah, very bad. See, he got stuck in combat. I think I roll a double 1. Okay, but yeah, this was very bad, to be fair. So this is not looking good. And yeah, and on this side, he decided to turn again the 3-man against the bowman. He shot on the bowman, doing nothing, I think. Yeah, that's all here. And in the middle, the heroic lance is still resisting there. So yeah, but on the other side, yeah, I was unlucky. I didn't manage to kill the last Dryad. I tried to kill them, I didn't manage, and at the end I decided to reform and stop giving the flank to the 3-men. So this is just, yeah, I didn't manage to kill the Dryad there. And then here was a small a mistake from the Sylvan Elf army. He moved the Briar Maidens tried to shoot on my Duke, but he ended up too close to where I was doing the close combat with the Sylvan archers. And this time I did not fail. I managed. I forced them to flee. I restrained and I reformed, as you can see. So I reformed just looking to the Briar Maidens, and on top the Sylvan archers ran out of the board. So here I was very happy. The lance is in a very good position, and now in my next turn I will be able to charge on the Briar Maidens and finish them, hopefully. So this is how I end up at the end of the turn 4 from the Sylvan Elf, and with that we go to the turn 4 from the Equitane. So here we have Knights of Equitane, turn 4. Yeah, this is going. At this moment I was going quite fast. As you can see, I moved the Green Knights ahead. The intention here, I move it in my previous. Yeah, I moved the Green Knights ahead. Try to see if I can turn behind the 3-men and go for the objective. So my idea was try to go fast and go for the objective in the middle, and see if I can take these points by going to the objective. This time I managed to rally the other lands, the lands of 4 Knights of the Realm. And here I charge on the Briar Maidens, but I was quite disappointed because I fail again. This lance is not managing to kill the unit on the charge. So I only managed to kill 2 of the Maidens. He has to pass the leadership test on a 4 and he passed. So here I was quite unlucky. Then I moved the Duke facing the Sylvan Elf, but trying to keep them quite in the distance because I realized that I was quite lucky. So I don't know, I tried to put them in a position that I can charge, but I cannot be shoot easily. And here is just indicating, so he will be able to charge if it's needed, and if they come close, and of course to have short range, they will be able to. He will be able to charge much easier. So this is the. And this is at the end of my turn. So there were no more. The only charge was my lance on the Briar Maidens. I killed 2 of them and I got a stack. And in the middle, yeah, the knights were resisting too long and they end up dead, I think, this turn. So yeah. So I think this turn he still not killed my Knights of the Realm that were in the middle of the battlefield. So we go to turn 5 of the Sylvan Elves. So it's not looking too bad for me, but I think the battle is very balanced and can go in the battle can go to any of the 2 sides. So I was quite happy how my army was performing, and was a quite interesting and a balanced game. So yeah, and we start with the shooting, and here's when start my army crumbling, because he shot everything on my Duke, and this time he managed to kill him. And this is the time, yeah, you see there my knights on the ground, and in this turn the 3 men finally managed to kill the 3 remaining knights. So yeah, was not starting very well. So first in the shooting he killed my Duke, then on the first combat he killed my knights, and on top on this flank the Dryads managed to charge the lands that I rally, and he managed to make them run out of the board. So I think this was the decisive turn. So we have to rise to the turn 5 to make the battle or unbalance the battle in favor of the Sylvan Elves. So at this moment I was really in a very bad position, and then he regrouped, and now he's looking at my Grial Knights. So this is really changing a lot my plans for the turn 5. The 3 men try to charge my bowmen, and my bowmen flee or run away because of the terror. He failed the charge, so but my bowmen are fleeing, and they have leadership 5. So little chances that they will rally. And as I said, my knights were killed by the 3 men this time. And again, I managed to win the combat against the Briar Maidens. They need a 4 to not to flee, and I fail again. And this was really decisive, because this is the turn I need to kill them. Because if I manage to kill them, I will have tried to go for the objective in the middle of the battlefield, or at least to put myself in a position where I can do something. But do that because I didn't manage to kill the Briar Maidens. This was really bad, and I get stuck there again with my lance. So we go to turn 5 of the Equitane. And here, yeah, I was thinking, do I run and I try to go to the middle objective and try to see if I can resist with the Grial Knights there in the middle and get the objective? But I realized that he put me the danger again, the one that forced me to do dangerous terrain and so on. So I decided I will face the Dryads. If they want to charge me, they charge me. But yeah, there is not much changes at this moment. Maybe I should have march and try to go for the middle objective, but yeah. Here I reform the archers. It's a little bit messy because it's not easy to reform there in the middle of the building, but I still have 18 bowmen remaining, so I put them in a formation of 5 by 4. Okay, so because the eagle was going to charge on my bowman, so I decided let's put them in a close formation facing the eagle. So if he's charging me, he will need to do the dangerous terrain. I will be able to stand and shoot, and maybe I will be able to survive if I have enough ranks. Yes, and here my bowman just run away. This is not other thing. So at this point I managed to make flee the Briar Maidens, but this time I restrained because I realized that if I was chasing them, most likely I will end up giving the flank to the three men. I was doubting because I think I should have measured to know if I have enough distance. I thought that I was close enough to be able to get the objective in turn 6, but this was not going to be the case. So yeah, I should have to chase them and risk to be charged by the three men, to be fair. Yeah, I think this was the mistake. But yeah. So turn 6 goes very fast. He just moved to shoot everything on my Grial Knights. He did not charge my Grial Knights with the Dryads. He decided to go with the Dryads next to my Grial Knights out of my front angle. So he marched next to the Grial Knights, and yeah, all the shooting did nothing on the Grial Knights. I passed the armor save and did no damage. On this side, this is what I was explaining. I tried to see if I can reach the objective in the middle. Was not possible, and the eagle did not charge on my bowman neither. So at the end, the sixth turn was almost nothing to do. So I just tried to see my last opportunity to try to score the objective in the middle if I had, but this was not possible at the end. So here we have the position. These are the archer, the bowmen were not charged at the end by the eagle. He did not want to reach, and yeah, this is just the end of the battle. So the three men facing again the Grial Knights, and yeah, I need to and at the end was a 13-7 victory for the Sylvan Elves. If I had managed to score the objective in the middle, if I managed to score the mission, it would have been 10-10 at the end, but this was not the case. So I'm not unhappy how I performed. I think I'm not used to these angles. It's not the type of strategy that I'm looking for, how to position units. I realize that I'm lazy or I'm loosey on that. No, I don't really pay too much attention on how my units are facing, and you pay for that. You have to be all the time conscious and measuring angles and see if you are in the front view, and this is not something that I'm used to play. I'm more, as I say, I'm more a 40k player. Where this is not that important, or I'm more on the style of Age of Sigmar in that case, where you have loose deformations. So lesson taken, and yeah, and this is a problem as well. I find a lot with the Vertonian. If you have terrain, in this case was quite a difficult. It was not easy to reach the Sylvan with all this forest and the pond and everything there on the middle. So this was forcing me to go around, and yeah, making it more difficult for me to position my army in a good position, splitting the army, not be able to synergize the leadership, and the BSB is also important. So, but at the end, not too happy, not unhappy with the battle. Was very fun, was very entertaining. I have to say that we passed a great moment, and this is the most important thing. That was a great battle. We enjoyed it, and it was a good time. So that's all. Please let me know what do you think, and let me know how I can improve my tactics and how I can be better on the 9H, because this is the first time I play. Of course, I have some experience from the Warhammer Fantasy 8th edition. I also played in the past 7th. But this is all what I wanted to. This is all for this battle report. It's my first. I will give more my thoughts about 9H and what I think about 9H in another video. So yeah, that's all for now. Give the comments below. Give a like if you have liked it. And as usual, thanks a lot for watching, and see you again later. Bye.